So this story comes from South Carolina. It's about a police officer in Georgetown County, South Carolina, who shot and killed a man in the chest. And that officer has been arrested and charged with voluntary manslaughter. And so Officer Cassandra Dillard, she chased Robert Jr. Langley, who, according to the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, or SLED, should not have been chased. And Dillard shot and killed Robert Jr. Langley, who was unarmed. She shot and killed a man who had no gun, who had no weapon, and that's why that officer was charged on Wednesday. And this officer worked for the Hemingway Police Department. So basically, what you have here is an officer who hunted someone down, someone who should not have been pursued, and someone who was unarmed. When you go hunting for an animal, you don't go for an animal who's carrying a gun, right? If a freaking giraffe had a goddamn shotgun, you wouldn't bother pursuing that giraffe. She hunted this man down because he had no gun. She knew she was wrong. And see, cops in South Carolina love to hunt down citizens. That's why I began my journey into law enforcement, into criticizing law enforcement, based on my experience as a law enforcement officer from South Carolina. I can tell you this is common. And so on Wednesday, which was yesterday as of the recording of this video, the family of that man who was shot, who was unarmed, went down to the Georgetown County Courthouse, and they were upset, and they went to meet with SLED and also the 15th Circuit Solicitor, who is Jimmy Richardson, to view the dash cam footage. So it is unclear whether or not the footage is going to be released to the public, which is, I'm going to do a FOIA request. Yes, you're going to release it to the public. The public needs to see that shooting. Why are you hiding that footage? We don't need to see a freaking settlement or the officer get a slap on the wrist. We want to see the footage, SLED. We want to see the footage, Attorney General Alan Wilson. We want to see the footage, Circuit Solicitor Jimmy Richardson. We want to see the footage, SLED. Give us the footage. And that officer killed this man, and he had 10 children and a 3-month-old granddaughter. And so some background here is that Dillard pulled over Langley for running a stop sign, and Langley crashed his car into a ditch at the intersection of Chopey and Schoolhouse Roads after a chase that reached speeds of 100 miles an hour. And so Langley was unarmed and was trying to get out of his car after the crash when Dillard shot him in the chest. This man was unarmed. He was fleeing. Why do you shoot a man in the chest? Release the footage, Alan Wilson. Release the footage, SLED. Release the footage. I want to see it. We want to see it. The public needs to see it, because we are sick of the smoke and mirror talk.